I wanted to hit quick mask one more time just so you guys were real clear on this to make sure you know what you're doing. Using a different image this time and just to kind of put things in context. If somebody asked you with an image like this to darken the bright parts of the clouds, so if that's our problem, what do we need to do to go about making that happen? So the first thing we have to handle is how are we going to select those parts of the clouds so we can darken them. So again, you're faced with a problem. Somebody asks you to do something, whether it's make something darker, change the color of something, or whatever you need it to be. You've got to get that item, object, area, or whatever selected. You have to evaluate kind of all your selection methods. Would the marquee tool be appropriate here? No. It has a sharp edge. It's a rectangle, and the circle one wouldn't work either. Would the lasso tool work? No, because it's just not right to try to draw around a highlight. This doesn't seem to be right. The magic wand is going to be too hard to control. Also has a hard edge, and I'd have to play with this refined edge to try to get it right. We might be able to pull it off with that, but it's not the easiest way to do it or the most efficient way to do it. The quick selection method kind of is too hard to control. See that it tried to jump around a little bit too fast, so that didn't work. So quick mask in this case will be really a good way to do it. So I'm going to hit Q. I'm going to check my brush. This is a hard edge brush. I need to soften that edge because it's obviously clouds, so those need to be soft. So I soften the edge. I'm going to use a larger brush, and people have a tendency to use brushes that are too small when they're doing something like this. I'm in quick mask mode, and I'm just going to make sure I'm on my brush tool, not my quick selection tool. And I'm going to paint in the area that I want. So I'm just going to kind of paint this in, and notice my mask is green because that's the way we'd set it before. If I double click on the quick mask tool, I can remind myself what color my mask is. And then when I hit Q, it comes back out and here's what's selected. And that's perfect. I can hide that, Apple H, and then use some method to darken those clouds. And I've shown you two, levels and curves. I'm going to use curves because I just kind of like that one. And I click in here and pull it down. You can see those clouds darkening up there as I click it down. So it's a good kind of appropriate way to select an area. And that's your biggest challenge when you're learning all these different selection tools. What is the most appropriate tool for the problem that you're faced with? In this case, quick mask worked best.